The Indiana Fever signed Odyssey Sims, and she's a great pickup. She's a seasoned vet. Okay, we're gonna get into the film in a second, but let's talk about some Odyssey Sims stats real quick. Okay, Odyssey Sims is currently averaging 44% from the three-point line in games that she attempts at least 3 threes. Okay, which means that she's a volume shooter, and this is a perfect time to give someone like her a chance when there's enough shots to go around due to injury. The Fever needs a point guard desperately. Odyssey Sims is a pickup that we need, and yes, she shoots the ball well when she's given enough shots. You know, sounds familiar like with Lexi. When she's given enough minutes, she plays better on offense. We need that right now. Now, let's move on to the next thing. Odyssey has had her fair share of struggle games this season when we're talking about scoring, right? But she's averaging 9 points and 4 assists on her second lowest usage rate in the last 5 years. So take that with a grain of salt, okay? And then she thrives in fast-paced games. You know that's gonna fit Fever ball perfectly. She is great at making entry passes to cutters, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, players that fit that Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, you know. And then I'm just excited to see how Odyssey Sims fit for the Fever. The front office is doing incredible things right now, as always. And then let's talk about Odyssey Sims being a seasoned veteran who provides strong production, especially when she's coming off the bench when Caitlin gets back, you know. And now, hopefully, if we sign her, obviously, if she performs well, you know. And listen, she had an outstanding season with the Lynx in 2019. She started all 34 games. She averaged 14 points and 5 assists, and she made the All-Star team that year and the All-WNBA second team. And she even set the single game assist record with 13 assists in 2021, coming off the bench for the Atlanta Dream. You know, this is just a little summary about Odyssey Sims, and a little disclaimer before we get into the film. We're going to be going over her risk assessment, her court awareness, and all her passing IQ, okay? We're not going to be highlighting scoring right now. We're going to highlight her playmaking, her biggest strength in her game. So in this first clip right here is in transition. You see Odyssey Sims make a touch pass to Azurá Stevens for a layup. Look, Kelsey Mitchell to Hamby, Hamby to Odyssey, and now Odyssey could take this layup right here, right? But what she proceeds to do, she passes it to Azurá Stevens, and that's a good touch pass. You know, that's a mature pass right there from somebody who could take this layup. A lot of players be selfish. A lot of players like to score, get the points. Odyssey Sims, on the other hand, she really passed the ball and she makes the right read most of the time. Azurá for the layup, you know. And listen, like I mentioned earlier, you know she's good at making an entry pass to cutters, especially bigs, which is something we desperately needed. Like I just highlighted, Aaliyah Boston would be open cutting and she would get missed so much. That does not happen with Caitlin. And let's hope that's not the situation with Odyssey as well. Look at this right hand. After they just scored, you know, Ari McDonald loves to push the ball the same way Caitlin loves to push the ball when another team scores. It's just, I love when point guards have that ability to just not let the defense get set, not let them celebrate with the crowd. No, get right back down the court and shut the crowd up and shut the defense up and their confidence, right? Odyssey Sims, entry pass to Azurá Stevens. Nobody's around, only 4 seconds into the shot clock, and she makes a great pass. Like, this is literally like a Caitlin 2.0 when you're talking about just IQ, right? Stevens back down. You know, because obviously nobody's ever going to be able to pass like Caitlin fully. But, you know, certain parts of Caitlin's passing game I can see in Odyssey Sims. Like right here in this third clip, her court awareness is something I really enjoyed while looking at the film. She knows when to do what at the right times. Like right here, an advantage in numbers has been created already, right? So she attacks the closeout and she gives up a good shot for a great shot. Right here, she could have took this shot before the closeout came. But Kelsey Plum passed it to her. Now she's attacking the closeout. Now right here forces everybody to collapse. You know, like I said, when Caitlin attacks, defenses collapse. But right here, the numbers and the advantage of numbers been created. Odyssey attacks. She's going to kick out to Rakia. And Rakia lasers a wide open three.
Second trip.
And that's what you want. You don't want her to do too much. You literally just want her to make the right reads. You know, take advantage when the advantage has been created. Because there's nothing that irks me off more than when we already created the advantage in numbers, someone just gets stagnant on offense. That drives me up a wall. Now, let's talk about this right here. Azurá. Odyssey Sims, she sees things before it happens. And most times before her own teammates could even see it sometimes. Like right here, she did something that's kind of a lost art nowadays. She led her teammate to the ball. Derrick Hamby was ready to set a screen right here, as you can see. But Odyssey threw the entry pass ahead of Hamby to lead her to the opening for 2. So right here, you see Hamby is about to come and set the screen for Odyssey, right? But Odyssey sees Nafisa Kalia following Azurá out to the perimeter. So Odyssey's like, okay, if nobody's under the rim, forget the screen. I'm going to just lead you straight down the rim.
Got 17.
So she throws the pass ahead. Hamby was kind of thrown off, like, whoa, where you throwing that to?
Now, on the lead all
and she catches it. And now she's going down here, forcing Fee to pick up. Fee can't really contest the shot because she was already late to the play.
Indeed.
And that all starts with Odyssey Sims making that kick ahead pass. You know, she's literally seeing everything before it happens. And even right here, another successful entry pass, catching Alyssa Thomas sleeping as Hamby goes up for 2. Odyssey with the ball on the left perimeter, left wing, and you see Hamby coming right here. You could call this a little Gortat off ball screen, whatever you want to call it. She finds it right here. Alyssa Thomas, before she can even plant her feet, Hamby's already going up for the layup. Already going up. You know, and that's exactly what you want. When you think about the cutters, for like the one person I'm thinking about personally that benefits the most from this pickup is a player like Natasha Howard, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell. She really has a feel for getting her teammates good looks at the rim, okay? And now let's talk about this. At this point right here, Odyssey Sims was just showing off. Look, she was just throwing alleys. She was doing whatever. Look, do an alley to Hamby. Like, come on, gang. It gets to a point where it's like, the LA Sparks, I'm not gonna lie, the LA Sparks are really handing us some good point guards. First, Ari McDonald. Then you got Odyssey Sims. Now, listen, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I do have to wait to see how Odyssey Sims gel with the Fever. But I'm loving what she. When I looked at the film, I loved what I saw. If she gets this comfortable in Indy, the same way how Ari did, we will literally be in point guard heaven. You know what I'm saying? And let's move on to the next clip, okay? Aaliyah Boston is gonna love playing with her because her ability to throw the ball exactly where her center could get it without turning it over is impressive to me, especially when your center is being fronted by a defender like this. Look at this. Odyssey slows down now. Right here, you see Azurá Stevens being fronted, right? She gets the ball exactly high enough to where Azurá can catch it, high enough but low enough to make sure it doesn't go you know, to the defender's hands, and not high enough to where it hits the backboard of the rim and falls into Alyssa Thomas's hand. Like, this literally has to be a perfect pass, and Odyssey Sims made. Like, that's insane. Do you know how difficult it is to make a pass like this, when especially in traffic like that? I salute Odyssey. Look at this. That's insane.
She's gonna score.
That's honestly insane. And whether she's stationary or whether she's running the pick and roll, she's playing to her strength. Right here, you see a pick and roll with Hamby once again making an overhead pass. Mind you, she's only 5'8". She's only 5'8". Yes, she's out here diamond Hamby on the roll. Now, what do you think that looks like with Aaliyah Boston? You know, her passing game is versatile. That compensates for her scoring struggle. She's had a, like, she had a couple scoring struggles in this game this season. It's kind of like what I say with Lexi Hall, though. You know, Lexi's defense being so good, her offense is a plus. Odyssey's playmaking is so good that her scoring is a plus, right? And that brings us to this next clip right here. Another pick and roll where Odyssey gets it through the pocket right here. Look.
Sure did. Somehow
right there through the pocket. Hamby finishes for 2. Like, that's basically what you want from Odyssey Sims. You don't want her scoring the ball many times. Like I said with Sydney Colson, you don't want Sydney scoring. Like, it's just certain players you need for certain things. This is why we call them role players. Odyssey Sims, right now, especially how desperate the Fever are, you can say she is the best role player on this team right now, outside of, like, the Lexi Halls. I'm talking about just you being picked up out of nowhere, no reps. When we talking about what we lack, point guard, we're lacking playmaking. Odyssey Sims comes in and gives us just that. She was waived by the Sparks in July, but it was because of roster problems. It was not because of her performance, okay? So this was a short little Odyssey Sims film breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see how they play against the Wings. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Y'all went absolutely crazy. I think we went up 200 subscribers last night. Y'all going absolutely crazy. We're only 22 away from 26,700. So if y'all could do that, that would be amazing. I love y'all so much. It's your boy Venom, and I'm out of here, baby.